Hello, sorry about all that. Yes, the internet just suddenly dropped, and luckily we have 3 internets here, so I could very quickly change the parameters, and off we went. So off you went. We just changed to a different setting, and now we're back. So hopefully you guys can see me out there, and you guys are going to start reacting and chatting away, and we've got this all set up. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed anyway. We can always try these things, just see what happens. Anyway, this is a show here. If you've never been on the show before, welcome. What can I say but welcome? This is a show which integrates spirituality, it integrates mediumship, astrology, now it's all these things. It's all happening tonight. All the internet is going completely wobbly. Taryn's just joined us again because she was off on the signal there, but she's back and we'll introduce her in just a second, hence all the noise there going on. Anyway, Elodie, very good evening to you and to everybody else who's coming in online. And this is, guys, this is what we'd like you to do. Just watch this. This is a free show, so this is all we'd like you to do. All that there. Anyway, basically here, this is to say that because it's a free show, we just ask you whether you are coming in on Facebook or whether you're coming on YouTube to please just share all the posts coming out there and share, to like and do everything else here. So that would be absolutely fabulous. And look at you people, loads of you people online here. This is absolutely fabulous. Wonderful. So yes, so this is the Moon and Heart show. We're going to talk astrology, we're going to talk spirituality, we're going to talk moon, we're going to talk Venus, we're going to talk all these different elements here and just welcome you into the show. So let's do it at the start and then off we go. Yes, I got you all say here now that the connection is good. Well, that's fabulous. Hello, Mel Bailey says, the connection is good now. That's fabulous. We had a little bit of a wobble there earlier. We have Taylor from Bedfordshire. Hello, good evening. How are you? And yes, we're doing a little bit of an insight here into gardening through the show. Now, something you guys may not know. So listen in with your green fingers and your green ears. Well, if you get green ears, that'd be interesting as well now, wouldn't it? Oh, lovely to see so many people here. Right, okay. Yes, so also here, we're also on YouTube. YouTube, so you come in wherever you like. And we want to just help you to have a very enjoyable show. Okay, yes, okay, so I think it's about time I invited my good friend Taryn to join me in the show here, who's an absolutely wonderful lady. In fact, she runs a company called Truly Intuitive. Truly Intuitive is, she's been working on this for quite some time now, just to give you a little bit of a heads up. And she went to a point in her life here where she came to a point where literally you couldn't go any lower. And she then got to a point here actually saying, here, now's the time to come back up. But she realised here that the way to do this is through the self. To get through a selfie. I'm just shutting off my phone, which is just good. And she's doing it through a selfie. And by doing so here, she is out now helping other people to lift themselves from very difficult places. But she'll tell you a bit more of this as we go through the show there. Anyway, right, okay. So with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time, don't you think? We invite the lovely Taryn onto the show. We even give you a little applause as well. How about this? A little hoot as well. Look, where would we be without these little things here? Yes. So we're on for the hour. And Taryn, first of all, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm loving the weather, the sunshine. I've been out in the garden for most of the day with my children. It's just, it's bliss. But I was not impressed with that beautiful sea dive did earlier. That was teasing.
What of me? What you mean the picture of me? she means. I think she means when I actually flashed a image up there on Instagram, and behind me was the beautiful scenery at Mariah looking over to Calpe.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yes, well, I'm glad you like that. Yes, and it has been absolutely lovely weather out here, absolutely gorgeous. So Spain at the moment is absolutely beautiful, and I hope it's nice wherever you are. I know we've got some people here from London, we've got some people here from all over the place, we've got people here from Spain, even the producers saying hello from Spain. That's very nice here. And then we also have a little bit, anybody who's got a birthday coming up? This is just for you, because we're in the Gemini month now, and Geminis like to make a lot of noise. Yeah, all sorts of noises. You really don't want to know all the noises, but they do like making noises. We've got Toma Diana Florentina. Hopefully I spelled that properly. She is from Romania. Lovely, lovely to see you here. Views were beautiful. That's very nice. And hot in Bedfordshire. Now I think she means the temperature. But I know Cheryl's a very hot lady, very nice lady. And Rob Hunt says hello everyone, and so does Jay. So does Eleni. Well, actually all of you. I'm just going down the list here quickly. You lovely people all over the world. Come and see us. Now I know some of you also coming in from Belgium, and also Holland. And I believe we've also got yes. Hello, Wendy. Lovely to see you. Welcome to the show. I hope you're very, very well. And we've got Sharon Jackson. And we've got Paul from Suffolk. And lovely to see him. And we've got Bev, and we've got Roz, and, well, the list goes on. How many more people would we put up there? It's lovely to see so many people online tonight. Already 30 people online. This is just amazing. So we're going to put on a show that's lively, fast-paced, chatty, interactive, where you guys can ask questions, and hopefully we can answer them. But we're also going to produce a very interesting show about Heart and the Moon. Now, I'm going to pass straight over to my good friend. Here we go. I'm going to see if that goes in the ear. No, it doesn't.
Ooh.
It doesn't. Did you get that feeling in your ear? Anyway, right. Okay. So what I'd like to say is just come over to you there. Say, first of all, how are you? How have you been? And how's life up there in Bedfordshire, in the UK?
Life's good. Been busy doing the moon workshops that I do and the chakra meditation classes online. Finding a lot of people, not everyone, but some star signs, sometimes even some star signs that it shouldn't be necessarily impacting on as much, but there are people that are feeling very emotional at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And have been the last 3 weeks. So just been sort of giving them a bit of guidance and support there. So
Okay, so moon workshops. What are your moon workshops about, if you don't mind telling everybody?
Yeah, so I do 2 a month, and basically I do a new moon workshop and I do a full moon workshop. And obviously with the new moon, it's sort of starting that thought for your intentions, to get ready for when it goes into the next phase to take.
Okay.
So it's just to build yourself up for the month. So we sort of look at that. There's a bit of self-care involved there. And I really look at sort of where you are in your life. We sort of talk a little bit, but it's a really nice group. And we have people all over the world come on them. And then the full moon, quite similar, but it's about releasing. It's about letting go. Just wanted to clear and being able to air that and write it. I also teach about some rituals you can try and do, but you don't have to do the rituals. We talk a little bit about breath work, forgiveness, things like that. But it's really good. Yeah, it's enjoyable. I love it.
So when you say the rituals here, let's just put this straight here. Is this something like EFT or EMDR, for example? Is that what you mean by a ritual, or what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, so I do various things, but I do a bit of EFT there. But it's more for me is I teach people to design their own new moon or full moon ritual. And I'm not talking, as soon as you say that, people think witchy.
Absolutely,
No.
absolutely.
And that's not what I'm saying, because we're all different. And what I like to do is we create your unique ritual while we're on the workshop.
Okay.
So we go into break rooms, we talk about what areas you want to work in your life, and I guide you. And then after the workshop, the next day, I email you some guidance. I take notes during the workshop, I chat, and we build something that's special and unique to you.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you're going to set your intentions or release, it's got to be for you. It's got to be an emotional connection there.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I work with.
So give an example. What would be a ritual? What would be one of these rituals?
Okay, so I gave an example of what I like to do. And one for me is I like to meditate on a new moon or a full moon. I start to use the energy alignment method or stroke law of attraction. I start thinking before the new moon, a few days before. I start really, in a happy way, just thinking in my mind and thinking what I want for the month. Okay. And I start to feel quite excited about it. And that's the thing, as you start to do these more and more, you start to really feel the momentum and the energy build.
Yes.
And that's the key to it. And people who've now been on one haven't stopped coming because they've actually seen it. The momentum does build.
Yes.
And what I do is I start to think about what I want to attract into my life, which I find a really happy thing to do.
Yeah.
I start to journal. I start to think about all these things. And mostly it's just, you've got to be realistic if it's for the month. Or you can have ideas for the year. But what we also do is I ask you to do I teach them to do a love and soul vision board. And it's really simple, but it's from your heart. Okay, so you have things on there, words, pictures, things like that. Now what I do is I take a deep breath in. I teach these techniques on the workshops. And what I love to do is after a meditation on a new moon or a full moon, I will close my eyes, I'll do my breath, and I will have my hand on my heart chakra.
Yeah.
I will think about a colour, emerald green, which is beautiful for your heart chakra. And I will focus my energy there. And I will think about these things and I will say it to myself. Now, you don't have to say it out loud. You can be saying it in your mind. It's the same thing. It's talking to your subconscious. It's attracting it into your life. It's building that positivity, that momentum. Okay?
It's with the body language that you're using, because it's this lifting thing, taking you from a place where you were into a place where you want to be.
Yes. And also it's about you believing it.
Okay.
To get the girls to put their hand on their chakra, because it's something very passionate. It's for you. It's for your self-care. It's, you know, and that's what I try and drive into people. This is for you. It's not about other people. It's for you. What
Lovely way of
you need.
it all. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah. And then I like to have the Paolo sticks, but I would like to point out I buy mine a bit more expensive from California, from fallen trees. I never buy them from people that chop trees and kill them specifically for the Paolo sticks.
Yes.
I'm very clear on that. And I have crystals, and I like to burn. And what I find really interesting when I teach people this, and they all get blown away, if you've got things to release or things for intentions, it's really interesting. You watch how things burn. They'll burn fast, slow, or they'll stop. And it's a sign of where you're at with these things. And it blows people's minds, but it happens every time.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
We think things are very logical, but in fact, if we start working on things through intuition, through the heart, we get better. Now, so through this show here, we're talking about the heart, we're talking about the moon. And when we talk about the heart, wonderful way to do it there, people are asking about EFT. EFT, I work with this. It's called emotional freedom technique. Do you work with this as well, Taryn?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. Emotional freedom.
I'm not as as you are, I don't think, but I love it. I'm very passionate about it. So
okay, think about a positive intention out there, guys, that you would like to tap into. Something that's very positive, something, okay, let's start with something here. I totally love and accept myself, which totally takes on responsibility, but you love yourself. You totally take on that energy. And when you take on that energy there, I totally love and accept myself. There's no one else. It's just you, the universe, the divine, and you. You're talking to your soul, you're talking to your spirit, and away you go. There you go. Now, when you're doing this, what you're then tapping on are meridian points through the body. Through the body here. These meridian points are the same points that a acupuncturist or one of the other pressurists would use to enable them to find themselves releasing old energies. Now, one of the energies, you start at the crown of the head, and just get 2 fingers like that. You can even do this now. And I'll run through this with you now, just so we do it. So you just tap there, and as you're tapping there, you just go, I totally. Luckily, it's a cafe. Cafe Clairvoyance. We do need this. We do need. So you tap just there. You tap. You tap at least 7 times. At least 7 times. And you tap. And then you start saying the affirmation. Very much like you're saying about the line of the heart here. I totally love and accept myself. I totally love and accept myself. And then you start moving down meridian points. But it's got to be at least 7 times. I totally love and accept all I have in my life. All I have, totally love and accept it. You're tapping another meridian point, and it's 2 eyebrows, just above the 2 eyebrows there. You're just tapping there. And you come down here. Maybe you want to say here, I totally love and accept all responsibilities in my life. Okay, that's one of them there. Maybe I attract well-being. I attract well-being and success. Well-being and success. I attract this. I'm attracting this now. I am well-being and success, and I'm on this journey to greater well-being and success. So you're just tapping away on these meridian points. Now what's happening here is your mind is then being rewired because you're tapping on a point that is receptive to the brain. So to the brain. Those points then will awaken you to start thinking, hang on a minute, we're going to rewire our thinking. Our synapses change. The way we used to think about trauma and things like this starts to disappear. But it's all right. I joke about this. But at the start of the show, I say here, when you panic, don't you just jump on the phone and say, press 1 for panic, press 2 for stress, press 3 for cafe club. Just relax. Come into the cafe. Come into the cafe, and just do it here. Now that's all you guys out there. That's Taryn's address on Facebook. It's truly intuitive on Facebook there. So I'm sure you get loads of people want to chat to you. And so you just tap there, and you just tap. And when there's other points throughout the body, but I'll do something for you guys out there in the next few sort of weeks or so about EFT, and just to release things. And then we go and say here, I totally love and forgive myself. Forgive myself for poverty consciousness of the past. It's gone. You're forgiving yourself. How many times do we look back and say, I was so angry over that situation? Why did I do this? Why didn't I think better? Why don't you think better? Because at that particular time in your life, tribe, and I call you tribe because in a Cafe Clairvoyance, we're brothers and sisters and you're in the tribe. Good. That's the tribe signal. That's the code for the tribe. Wiggly thumbs. Anyway, so what we actually then experience here when you come into the tribe, you just want to just relax. And this is about letting you guys just let go, just relax. Anyway, okay, we've got some screen freezing for some people, but not for me, not freezing for me. And it is no, I'm not frozen. Everybody else is okay. Sorry about that. Hope it's okay. Anyway,
sorry, can I just say, because I'm one of those people that has a personal Facebook and a business Facebook. So if people are looking for me where it says Truly Intuitive page, it's not attached to Taryn Sambrook, it's attached to Taz, my nickname, T-A-Z, Sambrook.
Okay, I knew you were going to get a compliment.
They'll have to just look at that.
Fine. Okay, so I'm going to go and look at that. No problem at all. No problem at all. So go and look at that. But if you put the details up there, I'll put it up on the Facebook page.
Sure.
Or when people get hold of you, they'll be able to do it. Okay, so once you've accepted yourself and you said to you, I totally love and forgive myself for all that you did in the past, whatever craziness it was, forgive yourself. Because at that particular time in your life, you just were doing the best you knew, the best you did. You didn't know any better at that time. You were only experiencing what you needed to experience.
Yeah.
A little bit of humour. Hopefully you got that. Disarm today, CND, then turn around the other way. It says dat arm tomorrow.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. Some of you are going to like that. Anyway. So, we are on all over the place here. We are also on YouTube. This is from Deborah saying this here. Now, okay, so we talk about heart here. Now, guys, here's one thing. Taryn, you probably do this. But do you do heart tapping just on a heart? Tell me what you do. If you don't mind here, tell everybody what you do.
No. So what I was going to say was, because I do like chakra healing, once the people that come have built momentum, and I feel that everyone that is there is of a level, because you know what it's like with chakra healing meditation, you grow and you start to get different reactions the more you come. I do like to do a form of tapping through the chakras, but I like to use the chakra for what it's for.
Okay.
So and obviously with healing, so with my heart chakra, I do a bit of tapping when my hand's on there sometimes, and I will just tap through. If it's a full moon, it's all about forgiving and letting go. For me personally, there's things that we carry a lot internally, which is what I always say to you on the last show. I work from the inside out, because I learned the biggest thing for myself in my sort of getting over things is you have to start on the inside, not the outside.
Yeah.
And I work a lot on forgiveness. You sometimes carry a form of guilt when you've allowed things to happen to you. And I started experiencing that recently, actually. It was quite strange. And I feel absolutely fine. But when I get that wave, how I deal with it is I tap on my heart chakra and on my throat chakra. And I will talk about it. And I will say, these feelings are okay. I'm ready to let them go. I feel it. I forgive it. I release it. And it's really important to be aware of your emotions, whether they feel scary or not, but don't let them control you. Really important.
Isn't it? It's a big thing. We're going to talk about this as we go into the moon, about things that scare you and things that make us feel a bit uncomfortable. Yes, be uncomfortable here. But one of the things you can actually go and do, and I like what you're saying there, absolutely, I think it's to tap through the chakras and do things. But here's another one. It's similar to EFT, here. But one of the things you can actually do is just grab two fingers and just tap on your heart, just on top of your heart. I
remember you saying about this actually to me before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do this, just send a nice thought. Just, calmness. In this very moment of time, I'm calm. No matter what's going on around you, just calmness. I'm attracting nice things. Even if it's chaos at that particular moment, tap your heart. Your heart has a consciousness. And the moment you're tapping there, you're sending up a lovely vibe up to your mind. And the synapses again start to change. So we go through loads there, don't we? Yes. Okay, so tonight we're going to combine a little bit of astrology. We're going to combine a little bit of. Have we got our moon cards out there, Taryn?
I've got the beautiful moon cards.
You got the beautiful moon cards. Okay, so we do a little bit of astrology. We're going to do a little bit of moonology. We're going to do a little bit of numerology, and we're going to find another ology somewhere we can do. I'm sure we'll find something. Anyway, okay, so as we go through tonight, what I'd like you guys to do, we've already got some guests who have sent in their details before, which is what works, guys. If you send in your details before, this is what helps us out a great deal, because then we can get all your details ready before we do the show. So I know where your moons are. I know where things are here. And guys, I gathered quite a few of you here are around the world. It's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you guys. Lovely to see you. And Okay, so let's crack on a little bit here. So let's have a look here. We've got a lovely lady here called Bev. Bev wrote in here, and she was asking. I'm just looking here for her details. Yes. Okay, well, Bev is trying to sell her house. This is her question here. She's trying to sell her house. Will I move is a big question. Try to sell a house, lack of interest. So should I continue or still try and sell it? Bev, and there she is there. That's just there. So Bev, good evening to you. Very good evening. Now, just working here. She was born on the 8th of 7th, 1966. She's a 10-1. 10-1. This is 10-1 in a personal year one. Now, I'm going to come back to what I would say here by numerology anyway, especially in your personal year one. If you want something to happen, focus on it and do it. Do it. Yes. Hear that low? Do it. That's what you've got to do. Yeah. If you go out there and take the power, go and do this. If you want something, Bev, this is a year to go and make the changes. If I'd say about giving in, I would say no. I wouldn't say give in. But let's go and have a little look at Moonology.
Okay. I'll tell you what I do want to say to Bev is I think her body and her emotions are really trying to communicate with her. I think she needs to actually start to ask herself, as well as attracting it, like you're saying, Phil, maybe look at options and how she feels about different options, and let her body and her gut almost give her the answer. See how she feels around these things.
Okay.
It's interesting that she chose the colour black as well, isn't it? Because black is associated with power and fear, mystery, strength.
But Bev has actually gone for blue. Sorry, big apology. She's actually gone for blue. Yes.
Sorry.
Blue. Yeah, that's right.
I thought it was black.
No. Sorry, she's gone for colour blue. No, that's Deb. That's a little bit later on. But this is Bev. She's gone for colour blue. She's in a personal year one, and she just wants to know if you make a move.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm going by you. I have no idea. I'm going by the lovely assistant. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, she went for blue. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Let's have a look. Okay, yes. So it's interesting, isn't it? I said to her about listening and communicating and seeing how she feels with her body. And the first card up is the new moon in Gemini. That is, and what I want to say to her on that is communication is key. So
yes.
It feels quite strong there.
Okay.
Hold your vision. Again, what we're both saying. It's the fixed moon. That's all about holding your vision, bringing it to you. So I would say it's really important for you to really start thinking about this, and even using, like Phil said, tapping, or what I say about it doesn't just have to be on a new moon, full moon. I talk about all the moon phases and how we attract things, the momentums and the energies. Really start thinking positively about this and how you can make this work for you. Because if you hold the vision and you hold the communication, the next card is the waning moon. Okay, so the waning moon, that's interesting. The waning moon, I always see as around release.
Yes. So the moon does, yes.
What I want to say to you, I pick up, and I don't know whether Phil picks this up, because I do feel like Phil said, it's not about giving up on this. But what I would say is I think there's something not working with the way it's being done. I feel like there's a clink. So what I want to say to you is refocus, look at your communication around this, hold your vision, and maybe clean it up a bit. Release any fuzziness or complications. I don't know what it is around it. And then just attract it into your life. Right.
Lovely. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much. The Moonology there was lovely. Very interesting. Okay. Now, because we got the opportunity to look into your chart, into your astrology charts by your birth details there. Now, you've got the moon in Pisces. Pisces, very interesting. And yours truly here is a Pisces. Many Pisces is very instinctive, very intuitive. You were saying about intuition. Going through Pisces at the moment is Neptune. Also going through Pisces at the moment is Mars. Now, if you imagine here, Mars likes to be assertive, aggressive. It's all fire. But if you imagine like a put a fire in water, because it's a water sign, it's like blowing bubbles in a bath. It doesn't work for being assertive. It doesn't work when Mars wants to be, hey, I want to be in Aries or Leo or Sagittarius or in Gemini, something like this. I want to express myself, but it can't express itself. What it does, it goes in. It goes into intuition. So it feeds itself this way. Then what starts to happen here is interesting with your moon. Your moon here says here sometimes for you to feel safe, you just need to go and hide. You just need to just go, I'm just going to go and find a place, a corner, just to be in myself. Because Pisces moons really like this. The feeling of knowing everything is immediately okay around them. Also what we've got here, this is interesting, we just had a new moon in Gemini. And you were talking about Gemini earlier on there. Now Gemini is, when we get new moon in Gemini, especially this one, is making a trine of energy. So it's a triangle of energy. So it's you, it's me, and it's also through consciousness, is how you relate to the world. This is the triangle. It's you, me, as in people, you, me and Taryn, you, Bev, and all the other different people around you, and how this relates. Also, what it's saying is about consciousness, about how we're connecting to the world around us. Now, what's happening here is Venus, which is about the heart. We're talking about the heart here as well. Let's go to Venus. Well, your Venus is in Gemini. Oh, it was a lovely little place. The only thing is, at the moment, if you know anything about astrology, we're reading astrology columns, Venus is deciding to halt in Gemini and go what appears to go backwards. So in this particular area of your life at the minute, it's affecting you thinking here. I love this. I'm going to come back to a few people making comments in a minute. It's hilarious. Anyway, but if your Venus and Gemini going backwards, says here, well, hang on a minute. Before going forwards, yes, let's go back and find a little upset somewhere, or whatever it is we've got to iron out, and then we could go forwards. So you're being regressed somewhere to go and sort out a matter or problem before it goes forwards, and then it's good. Now, in this particular time, very particular time, which is very interesting, is that you'll find that as I said before here, actually a couple of times here, the way to a beautiful beach is never down an easy road. You always got to climb down funny things and climb up funny things, but eventually you get there, then you found your paradise. But for you, I'd say keep on going. Keep on going here. Now, interestingly, we're talking about gardening, and we were saying about gardening earlier on here. And Katrina Clark Hager says, I'm a Pisces. I was happy today to hide in my back garden, appreciating nature and the beautiful weather. It's absolutely lovely. Now, that's absolutely lovely being a Pisces, because we've got this energy of Mars in Pisces at the moment and Neptune in Pisces. It's a lovely energy to, if you tune into that. And what this energy is saying to us all here is just let go, just be. Now, Prozac, antidepressants, Prozac. Out there, guys, think know these things? Sometimes we get a bit low. Now, here's an interesting thing. I only found out this through a gardener. Now, any of you gardeners out there, you may know this, that Prozac, the chemicals of Prozac, are taken from the soil. Mm-hmm. They're from the soil. So if you do gardening, just like Katrina, no wonder she's so chilled out, because she's out there in the garden, on the soil, her feet on the grass, just soaking up the grass, just feeling that there's green grass underneath her feet, and just putting her hands in soil and doing flowers. And I think Thaler here, she also does gardening. You guys are probably the most chilled out people going, because your hands in the soil, you're soaking up the nutrients from the soil, which are related to Prozac. So there you go. If you're feeling low, just go and do gardening, especially in the summertime. Just try to avoid winter. Yes. Ellie says, I've heard this and it's true. Clear card, read a book, not gardening. Okay. Reading a book, not gardening. What I suggest to you is the alternative, Katrina, is read a gardening book. Maybe that's just as effective. How's that? Good idea? Right. Okay. Let's move on a little bit here. Let's move on. Now we're going to go to Deb. Deb has wrote in and she wants to say hello. Hello, Deb. Hello, Deb. And Katrina says, that's interesting. That's interesting. Thank you very much. Okay, Deb, let's go to you. Hello, Deb. Good evening. Good evening. In fact, let's go and find out what the producer's been up to. She's been up to all sorts tonight. And I think it's about time because she's been speaking to everybody online there. Just make sure he's all right. I'm just going to see what she's doing. She's going to open the door there a little bit.
Take the mickey out of you.
But she's busy. That means she's busy. She means she's having a lovely time there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes, okay. And right. For you just joined, you need to pay attention. Because now let's move on to Deb. Deb, this is the attention for you. Hopefully you are there, young lady. 8th of the 4th, 1965, numerology 6. She's 336. Wow. Okay, right. This is an interesting question here. We'll try and relate to this one, but let's see how we go. We've got, the question is, are the family still upset with my sister? Well, I'd say to ask them.
I see the word frustration.
Yes, okay.
Around that.
Okay. All right, you see the word frustration. Okay, let's go frustration here. Now, interesting you say that. Right. Okay. Now, I would understand a few things going on here. Yes. Deb, so, yes, I'm going to come back to you in a minute here, but basically you're 336. Your 6 here is about family. About a family, and what goes on here is trying to get you to lift your spirits a little bit, because 6s always seem to take on responsibility of everybody else. They always want to be, they always find themselves in the middle, which is your number here. But the 3-3 is like the higher of the higher energy. So whatever you're saying here, Deb, in the nicest possible way, unless people are actually working on their higher self, they're not going to get you. They're not going to get you at all. In fact, all they're going to get here is different things. They're going to see more of their own emotional priorities. But your 3-3 here is very strong. So sometimes here, I was actually saying your energy is when people want your input or response or answer, then sometimes they could do that if you just stand back a little bit. Just stand back a little bit, just observe. But let's go over. But I know sometimes here you find yourself peeing in the middle. Okay, let's go over to the Bedfordshire clan. The tribe in Bedfordshire. There she is. She's Taryn. She's looking at her cards there. And she's looking into Deb's life.
Yeah.
Sister Deb. Come on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about her while you were talking, and then I decided to do the cards, set them out.
I don't do much.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said then. Sorry,
I don't
Phil.
do much talking.
So you've got the void of course moon, which is quite interesting with what you're saying with family. Very, very interesting card, and it was the first card I pulled for you, so it kind of made me smirk a little bit. And what I want to say to you with this card is that this is very much a time of perhaps not trying to overthink the situation. It's almost like you've got to look at yourself with this, because you've got to trust in the higher good. That's what the void of course moon is all about. And it's also saying nothing will come of this situation, okay? So it's almost like saying believe that you will get what you need from this situation. But the thing is, it's not your situation, it's your sister's situation. So what I would say to you on this is, what's interesting, I don't know if Phil agrees with this, but with Aries and Aries rising with this new moon, from what I've looked at with it, it's urging you to refuse to get overwhelmed and to get anxious about things that are not part of your situation. It's asking you to look after you, show yourself compassion, stay clear on what you have at home, and focus on the positives. So for me personally, I would say try not to worry about this situation if you are a little bit worried. I think that things take time, and when they're ready, it will happen. I also think with the COVID-19 situation, it does put things into perspective. So I think that'll be around there. You've also got the gibbous moon, but this is more about you. I feel this is more about you, and it's something about your passion. And I don't know if I'm going to sound batty here.
No.
But I keep seeing a reference to cake, and then I see a reference to, and now I'm going to sound really nuts probably, I see a reference to the Lion King.
I can't hear you when you say that.
Lion King.
Lion King. Okay. So you reference the Lion King. Okay. All right. All right.
So I don't know what that means. But it's saying work through your fears. You've got the new moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. And with you, I would just say show yourself compassion. Don't get too involved in the nitty gritty of this situation. I would pull back a little bit.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Let's go have a look at the astrology. Well, the astrology here, Deb, says you've got the moon in Cancer. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. Here we have the moon in Cancer. The moon in Cancer around you is showing us at the moment, there's two things. Even at this present time, the moon is in Cancer. It's at 23 degrees, coming up to 24 degrees in Cancer at the moment. And your moon in Cancer is very sensitive to this, and Cancer moons often are. They very much want to embrace to make sure everybody's happy in the family. Always 9 out of 10 times about the family. What Cancer moon people fear is that people don't like them. It's a huge fear, massive fear for Cancer moon people. And how the situation here is, so immediately you come up here, this is, okay, oh, hang on, how about this? I made a cake, celebration cakes, and made my daughter the Lion King cake.
What was that?
Can you see it on the line there? It says, I make celebration cakes, and my daughter the Lion King cake.
Ah.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, there you go. She says, Deb says, oh my God. So there you go. So that clarity there is very strong. Anyway, so your Cancer moon here is very worried and very anxious about this. Your Venus is conjunct the Sun and Mercury over in Aries. Oh my goodness, we want this sorted out now. That's what basically Aries is saying. I want this sorted out now. The only problem is they're all together. You've got Venus, you've got the Sun, you've got Mercury, all together in Aries, which is a powder keg of I want this to sort itself out now. And the problem here is with your moon in Cancer is going but, and sometimes here your Mercury, your Venus, and your Sun, which are the power area of your chart here, is saying yes, all this goes on. However, if you were to release and let this go, then I think here that and not worry about everyone else so much, but just focus on yourself for one. It's funny how things work themselves out. You're going you're doing a lot with the countryside. You're going to do. There's something about countryside coming up with you. Very nice time, and it is about you defragging, if I call it like that, defragging, going into the countryside and just getting yourself into peace, into tranquility. And also, I pick up here is. Sometimes take the higher sidedness here because you're going to get some advice, and sometimes I think you had some advice already there, Deb, which is to say to you that maybe some people have actually said to you that they're trying to give you their opinions, but actually they're not so good. Be careful. Be careful other people's opinions at the minute, because I think some people like drama around you, and you've got to take the higher road and stay above it. That's what I say here. Stay above this. Stay above. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you helped me out there. Right, let's move on. Let's go, and now we have a Mel. Mel. Okay. We got different people saying, hello, join us. It says, Bliss says, hi, Phil. Very nice to meet you. And Kevin, here we have Mel. Mel, are you there? This is just want to say a big. Let's give you one of these, because this is just happening. Do you feel that then? Do you sense the earth change its vibration? Yes, because Mel's here. Mel's here. Hello. Mel Bailey says hello. Okay, let's have a look here. Right, okay, Mel says she's born on 11th of 1967. She's a 347 in a personal year 6. Interesting question. Feeling very unsettled and don't know what is going on in the world. Well, that's an interesting one, because if you find someone that does, please let us know. Actually, there is. You are dead right. There is, and we're here not to come across as wielder knowers and doers, but astrologically, when you follow the astrology, it's all in synchronicity. It's all working perfectly. Perfectly. It's the way people react to this and sometimes wish to control and not let go of the past is why it's like this. Now, one of the things I would say to you here, Mel, is in order to embrace the future here is let go of the past. When we're on when we're on climbing frames when we're kids and we're swinging from one climbing frame to the next to move forwards, we have to let go of the past hand, the hand that's behind us. That's what we sometimes find here. So we're moving along one climbing frame to the next. We have to let go of one in order to move forwards. So it is about letting go of old stuff here, Mel. So I would say here for you, and especially if you're being a 347, actually this is an interesting year for you, because if you listen to your intuition and just be, then that's all you need. That's all you need. You just need peace. Sometimes here, it's not about, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. External out there is chaos going on because people are reacting in crazy ways. Internally, peace. That's how you know what's going on. When you find that and you're in that, Mel, it's not because you're going to turn into a Buddhist monk and you're going to sit on top of the mountain and be there for the next 3 months. No. This is about you finding peace in your heart, because your number 7 here is very, very spiritual, very sensitive. It just says, my mind, my body, my universe just needs to connect for me to find the pathway where I'm going. When we ask questions, and it's something like this here, then it says, feeling very unsettled, don't know what is going on in the world. Let the world go and sort itself out. What you need, I'd suggest you to do here, is just go in. Let's go to the tribe in Bedfordshire. The Taryn tribe.
Sorry, I was in my own little in tune mode there. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
But I was also smiling because as I was doing the cards, it was just confirming everything you were saying. So it was like brilliant.
We don't charge for this, folks. You've got to share this. You've got to share this out there. Share it, like it, do whatever, distribute it, do all that. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah. So what I want to say with this new moon, what I really pick up is the emotions are, like Phil said, there's a lot of emotions with everybody, I think, at the moment. So I think I'm finding a lot of people up and down, or they're just drained and exhausted. It's one or the other. That's what I'm finding with my clients. But what I would say to you is this is a really good time for you specifically. I want to say to you to unearth your original desires, your passions. Find what makes you really happy. I really feel this quite strongly, and I really feel I need to say this. And it's almost like allowing yourself to explore these things. And it's quite interesting because I felt that as Phil was talking. And then the first card I pulled was the new moon in Taurus.
Oh.
And that's all about prosperity lies ahead. It's a beautiful card. But it's about you.
As well.
Yeah,
very sensuous.
It is a special. Yeah, and if you replay the video, you'll see me smirking as I'm pulling these cards, because I got a really good feeling about this. But I want to say to you, be curious about where you're at, but not fearful. I sense you're a bit emotional and fearful, and you really don't need to be. Like Phil said, it's about connecting with yourself and maybe doing a bit of work with your, I almost want to say with your heart chakra actually, and your crown chakra in particular. And because the interesting is you also got the full moon in Pisces. And that is all about balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay, so use these words, even press replay and write these down, and think about this. And what I want to say to you is, think of this about your personal life, but also your work life. Really focus on what you want for your future, because you've also got the full moon in Sagittarius. You've got beautiful cards here.
Oh. Lovely. Oh, so lovely.
And that's
We'll come
about
back to
the
that in a
bigger
second.
picture. Huh?
We'll come back to that in just a second.
Yeah.
The moon in Sag.
And what I do want to say, and I don't know if this is going to make sense to Mel or not, but I definitely see her worries for, I want to say, girls. She worries. She's worrying about her children. She's worrying about things. But if she just looks at herself, works on her spirituality, her calmness, her self-care, her self-love, that alone will flow into her children, and everything will just be beautiful.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, I hope you like that, Mel. I hope you like that. Now, coming back to this, what I think is very interesting, Mel, because looking at your moon in your astrology chart is in Sagittarius.
Exactly.
Sagittarius. Now, not only is it Sagittarian moon, Sagittarian moons, they've got, they're always looking forwards. They're always looking forwards. They're people who want to travel. He said, yes, we've got everything set up now, but what about what's going on in the future? There's where some of the philosophers we have in our zodiac here, they are very intuitive and saying here that, especially Pisces, would say here, it's all about the now. It's all about the here and now. It's tuning into the now, just making this right. This is important here, because sometimes here that's what we like, but yours is Sagittarian moon, so I want to see what's coming. I want to see where we're going. Guys, we've got to make a plan, a long-term plan. I've got to be out there. I've got to be doing something. I've got to be connecting in society to make things move ahead. And this energy at the moment is just saying, no, not yet. This energy is just saying here, we've got to find something. We've got to find a special key. Now, we did this before, didn't we? We did the heart and the moon key. And the heart of the moon key is something that we need to put, is to connect into ourselves. And when we connect with this divine energy, and I call it divine energy because when you find it, it just goes, wow. It really, really helps us to improve our lives. Because then you realize here is, he said, yes, you can still be an out there person, but you're out there in a different way. You're working a different vibration. Vibration here, say for instance, 2019, post 2019. Say for instance, the energy was working that way, going back and forwards here. The energy is now working differently. It's now going up and down. So the way we're thinking, the way we are, is coming to a different place. The last time we had alignments like this astrologically was back to the Roman times. Now we're going to see, I'm not going to harp on too much about this, but we're going to see education change. Schools will change. People will stop being trained and spoken down to at schools. We'll find here the way people are, the way that we say, which is seeing at the moment, governments have not got the power they used to. You try stopping people going onto beaches in England. Impossible, because people believe what they want. This is what they're going to do. Okay, there's been a virus out there. Whether you think it's right or wrong, it's people still want to go and they want to go and do what they want to go and do. And so much is going to change. Government's going to change. Power is going to change. And come over this year is part of the new ethos which is coming in. And dare I say it, the one factor here people don't want, but it's coming in, we see it coming, is money being digitalized. Money will no longer be in notes and coins. It will come in through cards, through chips, whatever. But that's coming. We're going to give you a little bit of this. This is what's on tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., 10 a.m. UK. So, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning in UK, 11 a.m. we do spirituality and astrology with Guillemar. Guillemar is a psychologist and astrologer. So if you'd like to join the show, by all means do. And there she works with your charts. We need We need, prior to the show, if you want to be part of this, we need your birth details. We need your birth details. Along with your birth details, we also need your favourite colour. We also need one colour. And some of you come in here and say, rainbow. That's every colour. No, just one colour. We also need a question. Very different show. This is a lovely show. Always love doing this with Taryn. Very cosy sofa show, I like to call this. You just sit inside with a glass of wine, just watch what we're up to. We're just jealous you got the wine. Anyway, right. Anyway, Mel says, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mel. That's absolutely lovely. Now, let's crack on here. And now, Mel just wants to tell you here, Venus is in Leo. In Leo here, which likes to exude. It wants to show, I'm absolutely, it's almost like in its drama here, best drama, is very much like being a peacock. Being a peacock with all the feathers. Peacock here, coming out all the feathers in the nicest way here. Wants to dance, wants to perform, wants to feel, wearing a lovely clothes, the summery clothes, like wearing yellows and bright oranges and things like this, lovely colours. And it's also conjunct the sun, and it's also trining Saturn. Now, this is a right interesting combination here, because what you've got here is, is also conjuncting Jupiter. So it expands everything. Everything you're looking at is expanding. So I see around here, Mel, just to say to you here that you've got brilliant placements in your chart, but when problems come up, be careful not to make them look too big. Sometimes we get carried away. Right. Okay, let's go move on. Let's go and say hello to Eleni. Eleni has jumped on the line here. She wants to say hello. Hello, Eleni. Hope you're still there. She just said here earlier, thank you very much. Lovely show. Hope that means you're going. Anyway, so Eleni, she says thank you very much. You're also here. You're a 21st of 10th, 1958. You're a 279. Okay, and everybody's feeling this at the minute. Everybody's going through this particular part here. It says, question is, feeling low, mixed up, how will things turn out for me? Okay, now you've been on the show a couple of times before, especially doing home moves, especially moving abroad and what's going on around your life at the moment. Personal year 8. 8's here. Now, 8's normally would love their power, would love their energy, love their power and love that drive around them. And but there's a few indicators out there at the moment. It just says here it's not working out quite well. But it's not working out. It's just maybe we've got to redefine, revisit, refresh, realign, because your astrology will come up with that very shortly. Your life path 9, well, this is an interesting year. The interesting year is that you'll both find you're coming to the end of an old cycle and the starting of a new one this year. And you're in a personal year 8. Well, that's all about power. There's all about power. I need to be in my power here to get myself going, get myself up out there, which I'm sure you will be. Sure, will be very, very soon. And but let's go and have a look. Let's go zap straight over. Let's go and have a look at the Moonology over here. Let's go where we're Taryn a drive up there in Bedfordshire and see what she says.
Well, it's interesting. I was shuffling the cards, and I'm always one for and you'll probably find this Phil sometimes, but I always find that a card will shoot out, and a card literally shot out. So that was your first card.
It has
and
to
it's
be
quite interesting
because it comes out for a reason, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's a very interesting when I go to the rest of the card, you'll see why. You've got the waning moon, which is all about what do you need to release. And what I feel with this is you almost need to release, I see scales, and I think you almost need to release something to almost balance yourself back out. But what's interesting is you've also got the first quarter moon, and it is saying your commitment is being tested. What you're feeling at the moment is going on. However, I would like to say not overthinking. Don't waste your time on the overthinking. Take a step back, look at your self-care, because there are a lot of emotions running high with everyone at the moment, and it's understanding what this energy and momentum is, and perhaps not thinking it's directed at you in a serious way. Okay, it's being able to breathe through it, meditation, journaling, and just being aware. And this is why I have a passion for the moons, because I find with my ladies, I teach, when I do the full moon and the new moon, I teach all the phases, and they cannot believe the difference it's made to how their emotions and how they deal with things through the phases.
Okay.
And I would say to her, she just needs to take a deep breath.
Okay.
And stay quite focused, because she has got the gibbous moon. And that's about achieving your goals. They're around the corner. And that's a lovely card. You know that card, don't you? The gibbous moon.
Yes, lovely.
But I think you're just being tested. And what I want to say to you is, why are you being tested? Could it be that you're being asked to look at your self-care? I feel that quite strongly with you. Perhaps you need to balance out, to look after your intuition, your self-care, your energy focus, to get yourself realigned. That's what I feel quite strongly.
When you've got a gibbous moon makes things very sensitive, because the moon's close to Earth astrologically, and that's why sometimes it feels like that. Also here, what you've got the moon in Aquarius. The moon in Aquarius here is the philosopher. It's the I'm out there wanting to see the greater world. Works very well hand in hand with Sagittarius sometimes, but Sagittarius likes to be more philosophical, where the Aquarian moon wants to be more I'll do some things that sometimes can be crazy, out of this world, we could often sometimes say here. And alongside here as well, we've got the sun, which is conjunct Venus conjunct the sun in Libra, which harmonizes with this, which trines over to Saturn. Your Saturn keeps your stability, or else you'll be a mental case, literally. If I call it a mental case. But what I pick up here too, though, is you'll be just too erratic. So your Saturn brings you stability. And that's an interesting link here. So in your life around you, I do think things over. Yes, we go too much. Well, I'm not saying too much. I'm just saying be cautious that we're not overthinking too much here. But I think for this year is, at the moment, I have a mental case. Oh, hilarious. But I think here, what's interesting is when you've got an Aquarian moon here, they like to feel different, unique in some way. Everybody's friend, but needs to have their own detachment. And sometimes here, in this alignment at the moment, Venus going through Gemini is your sister sign to your moon sign, your sister moon sign. So this is just out of phase at the moment. And Venus is also making a very difficult square to Neptune. And Neptune is just going, whatever. Neptune's just going, chill out, man, just...
Yeah.
Smoke this. And you're there going, is this what life's about? At the moment, that's what Neptune wants to say. Just says, just chill out, man. That's what it wants to say. So there we go. Right, okay, we've gone over a little bit because we had a few stumbling blocks with technology and the internet at the very start here. I've got one more question to come through here, and it's for Cheryl. She's saying here, is there a house move? Now, she's got the colour grey, and... excuse me. Very nice lady. I just want to say, is there a house move? Okay, so can we just say, yeah, we're just going to do this one, and whilst you're looking there, I'm going to have a little look to find out where a moon is and where a Venus is.
Okay.
We can do this moon and the heart stuff because we like doing this. Right, I'll be back in a moment, and you carry on there. You carry on.
Could you tell me, sorry, because I can't see comments and things, and obviously I don't know the ins and outs. Sorry, just 1 second, because we've gone over. I just need to do one thing.
Okay, right, I'm going to carry on with you here. So I'm just going to quickly put these details into the chart here.
Sorry.
That's all right. No problem at all. I'm going to do. So she wants to know if she's going to move home. Is there a home move coming? This is Cheryl.
Let's have a look.
Bless her cotton socks. I was doing that here. So, July, and we're in 71. Spring chicken.
What?
All these young people.
What star sign is Cheryl? Sorry.
She is. I'll tell you. Just hang on. We are Cancer. Cancer. So let's have a little look here. We got time, and we've got tap search. Who's here? Okay. Right. Oh, right. We've got a Taurus moon. We've got a Taurus moon here. We've got the sun, which is in Cancer. We've also got here, we've got Venus, which is over in Cancer too. Wow. Okay. Taurus moons. Taurus moon's here. First of all, I would like to say here, first of all, I'd like to say with the Taurus moon, I'll just chat about the moon first of all. Taurus moon's here, like to be very grounded, very secure, and home is such an important place. It rules the second house in astrology. It also looks at relationships we have around us and the values have relationships. And when these things change, it uproots the moon in Taurus completely because it wants stability. It just needs to know, I'm grounded, aren't I? Everything's okay, everything's all right. And when it changes, for a Taurus moon person here, it has to be dead right. It has to be. So before we go and do anything here, before you move, the place you need to be, you've got to work this out really strongly in order for you to feel settled where you're going. And do not rush until you do so. I think there is a home move coming. What's important to you is the connectivity on this, that it works for you and it's right for you, literally, by the fact of where you're going to. Has to be, because otherwise here it's very unsettling. And the Taurus here also, I would say here with Taurus moon, you need a garden. Because you've got a Taurus moon, you'd love to get your fingers into the grass. Do your Percy thrower thing and start doing the gardening and flowers. And trimming those trees down, because you know what you do up there, don't you? You know what you get up to on top of those trees. You don't want to know. Anyway, right, okay. So let's move on here. Taryn, how are we doing? How are we doing with the Moonology class there?
Yeah, good. Okay, so it's quite interesting with what you were saying. So I've got, the first card I got was the waning moon. And as you were talking, I was sort of feeling what I was feeling with this. And what I feel around this is, she's got the waning moon, got the full moon eclipse, and the full moon in Libra.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting because obviously there's things that perhaps need to be released, which I do feel, but full moon in eclipse is all about conclusions are within reach when it's time. And I just don't feel it's time.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then I'm feeling, but the full moon in Libra is a beautiful card because, as you know, this is a win-win outcome. This is a card of, your forecast is a win-win. So for me personally, I feel that a move is on the horizon, but it's about timings. Okay. It's about releasing things. And when that's releasing, for me, when I look at that card, to be different things, I think this is about decluttering. Really looking at what you want to move forward with life, with what you need for your creature comforts to be comfortable and happy.
I think your full moon in Libra as well harmonizes with all this too, because the Libra moon is very much they need to feel the desires, the comforts. It's got the location, the feel of everything. It's all got to look very, very nice. Exactly. Yes. And now let's go and have a look. Now your Venus there was interesting because that was over in Cancer. And so we've got a real earth-water element. The earth and water elements here playing out. And what we also got here, Venus is working through, if we look at it like this here, it's working through the Gemini side of things, which is how we like to communicate with people. We don't know all the details of your chart because I haven't got your birth time. But one thing I would relate to this here is that there is a need sometimes here to take the power and take the lead. So if you're going to do this, it's your Taurus moon is an interesting one because it needs to be in power, needs to be safe, needs to be very sure. But your moon here is good, but it's very close to the sun. When you were born practically on a new moon. No, you weren't. Sorry, no, it's your Venus close to the sun, which is very close. You weren't far away from a new moon. No, you weren't far away from a new moon at all. So all this energy is coming in, and you are looking to your life here to say, right, where am I going? Okay, and I would say here, if you're going to do a move, there's loads of elements you need to look at, and you've got to tick the boxes on this. That's right, and then you'll do it. Then you'll be fine. But we're live again tomorrow, so if you've got more questions, by all means come on to the show. And I think here we've had an astoundingly busy evening. There's been so many of you people online tonight. Cheryl says, yes, that's how I'm feeling. And people saying here, great show as usual. Great to see both Phil and Debs in the background. Thank you very much. And yes, see you guys tomorrow morning. And going to be at 11 o'clock. But Taryn wants to say here, any questions before we go?
No, but if people are interested in doing one of the moon workshops, I have one next week. Okay. It's on my Truly Intuitive page. I'd love to have you. And as a thank you for having me on for Clairvoyance, if anyone is interested, they can get it for the early bird price no matter when they book it. I've got a few ladies of mine who I told them to watch your lovely show, and they're on here, Katrina and that, and they do the workshops, and I think they'll vouch for how helpful they are, especially if you are feeling emotional and you feel like you need to get realigned and things like that. Okay. So I'd love to see you there.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Elsie says, thank goodness we have this show. It's brilliant. It's given me something to look forward to. It keeps me going. Bless you, bless you, bless you. So many people here saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, Katrina, lovely to see so many of you lovely new guys come on the show. So it's fabulous. Also, you're going to hear very, very soon news from our side of the world in Cafe Clairvoyance about courses, workshops, and all this sort of stuff coming up very shortly. And we really look forward to engaging with you people. In the meantime, we wish you a wonderful evening. We wish you, whatever you're going to do, maybe you need a nice glass of wine now, maybe it's a cup of tea, whatever it is, but go and have a lovely evening. Taryn, what are you going for?
I think I'm going to go for a cup of tea, a bit boring, I think.
Last time you went for a glass of wine, so this time I'll go for a glass of wine, I think. Just gonna...
Yeah, I'm having tea and a slice of tiger toast.
Tiger toast. Tiger toast. Oh, yes.
I'm a tiger loaf girl.
Tiger loaf girl. This sounds interesting. Whatever's going on there, it sounds good.
I've got a bread maker. It's good. It's yummy.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, right. Okay. Okie dokie dokie. Muy bien, says Deb, says Helen Davis and Gracias. And everyone else says thank you. So we're going to go. Lovely, lovely seeing you. And I wish you guys a lovely evening. See you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock Spain time, 10 o'clock UK. Take care.